So, guys, let's go to part 2 of Area 51. I was a little busy doing the fan maids, but now I'm back. Hi guys, I'm Alex, and this is Paranormality, a channel entirely dedicated to paranormal activity. We were at the part where Reed and Darren were at the house of one of the Area 51 employees, and then the worst happens. Ethan, who was outside, sees the employee arriving, supposedly with his family, and warns the others over the radio. Darren hides in the bathtub. Thank goodness, nothing happened. What's strange are those red eyes that appear here. The poor guy stays still for a long time until everything calms down and he decides to leave. Reed almost runs him over. Without hesitation, Reed still tries to get the employee's fingerprints and card, and he even has the skill to do it. Now, honestly, he should have worn gloves to hide the fingerprints. Ethan gets really mad at them when they get back in the car, and then they arrange to meet Jelena in the middle of nowhere. In fact, Reed gets like this. They go to a village near Area 51, which, for those who don't know, is really in the middle of nowhere. The closest thing, there are villages that take advantage of the place's fame. They talk to the locals, who also have their theories about aliens. Everyone there kind of believes in their existence. One of the lines I found interesting is that Area 51 has its own government. That's the Area 51 state. Then they meet a guy named Ben in the middle of nowhere. This guy explains to them the nuances of the place, with well-hidden cameras and such. Detail: Ben knows about their plans. After that, they are even stopped by a local security guard, but nothing happens. We tend to think that this guy is a security guard, since his car has no license plate or any kind of identification, but when they get back to the base, they decide to interview a guy who spends all day looking at the facility. The guy, who is apparently out of his mind, says, "I didn't want to come here, they brought me," probably referring to the aliens. When they go to the barracks, they realize that the doors open and Jelena is there. Yes, guys, she's going too, to our delight. Oh, and about the ammonia pills, I messed up in the last video. They actually serve to reduce ammonia levels in the body and prevent the sensors from detecting them. Reed's colleagues are reluctant about Jelena going with them, and here we see that each one has their own motivation. Reed wants to go because of his insatiable curiosity. Darren for the adventure and the desire to be the first ones to enter there. Ethan is the one who least wants to continue with the plan. Jelena because of what happened to her father. After a while, everyone comes to an agreement and leaves. Remember the jammer I mentioned in the first part? Well, here they put it to good use. Instead of just using it to play pranks on their colleagues, they use it to capture the signal from the motion sensor they took from Ben. Once the signal is identified, the jammer can be programmed to block the frequency. The guys are ready, people! Now, you're not ready if you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel yet. Guys, I'm rushing to make 2 fan maids, and at the same time, these videos about movies. I have to rewatch, pause every few moments, write down the most important things, research. Not to mention that I had to go to the deep web to rewatch this movie. All this effort for free. I just ask for a like and a subscription if you can. I'd be very grateful. Continuing. Reed finally captures the mysterious employee's fingerprint. Ethan notices someone in the car nearby, and someone knocks on the door. I don't understand how no one takes precautions and just opens it. Guys, this part is really cool. Jelena tests one of the special suits to defeat the heat sensors. They look like those army thermal blankets, only more advanced. Here we have a discussion between Reed and Ethan. Reed confesses that he can't help himself. There's something that's been drawing him to the base since the day he was abducted. This is where it starts to get good, guys. Everyone is wearing the special suits and yes, here we go! Ethan stays to arrange the escape in the morning. They get through an electric fence, defeat guards, disable motion sensors, avoid snipers, and almost get bitten by a snake? I admit that this style of filming is really cool. Just a reminder, it's Reed, Jelena, and Darren who enter the base. Now, my friends, they get there. Welcome to Area 51. The base itself, as Reed theorized, is lightly guarded. They wait for a soldier to come out and they use the card and fingerprints to get in. Now, they need to go down because the real Area 51 is underground. There, they find records of experiments with humans and an employee who suddenly appears and disappears. Reed says they are in Sector 4 and need to find the stairs to the other sectors, which they manage to do. Then, strange events begin to happen.
Dude, your nose is bleeding. Are you okay?
Hey, let's go. Yana, put it back. Let's go. Here, let's go.
They find an extremely hot containment room. Here I thought it was cool. They use the infrared camera to discover the password combination. Upon entering a laboratory, Jelena remembers that her father spoke of that place, with white blood and anti-gravity materials. Darren takes one of the vials of white blood. And now, my friends, they make many people's dreams come true. They find an alien ship. The curious thing is that the ship only obeys Reed's commands. Reed enters and we get a view from the inside, an alien cocoon and a small control lever that gives a complete view of the interior. Apparently, the ship reacts to the user's will, as if it had an artificial intelligence that read their thoughts. Now they go to Sector S2 and find what appears to be the exit. But Reed, driven by curiosity, or something bigger, decides to enter a restricted area, and then they find
Start moving.
aliens. Now, folks, I'll leave the rest for a part 3, which won't take as long as this one. I'll bring theories and details that you may not have noticed. Leave a like and subscribe, and ask in the comments. I'll only do part 3 if you ask. Comment on other movies you want me to analyze. Grave Encounters, suggested by a subscriber, is already on the list. See ya!